Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet and all things related to the carnivore diet and several other odds and ends. As you can see, I'm leaving the parking area over here at the park. Sorry, that sun's directly behind me again. Probably had a bad picture there. But behind me is the lake trail that we've been doing. Today we're going to cross the street and do the, what's it called? The old wagon path. Got to get on across here. There's a lot of traffic on this street today for some reason. It's Tuesday. But yeah, it's the old wagon path. And a guy I was just talking to in the parking lot, if you're watching this, this will be tomorrow because my videos come out one day behind. But the guy I just talked to in the parking lot, welcome to the channel if you found it. I hope you had a great run. And maybe after I get a little closer in shape, because I haven't run anywhere since Reagan was in office. But maybe as my knees finish healing up, we can go out and do a little jog together sometime on these paths. Because there's the Longleaf Trail goes that way, the old wagon path goes that way. And then he was telling me, hang on a second, I got to tighten my watch up one notch. I think I stretched the band out just a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that. I had a little trouble getting my my pack on because I've always put the right arm through first and the left arm, and my watch kept hanging up on because I've got the straps pre-tightened into place. My watch kept hanging up on the strap, and I thought if I pushed a little harder, it would pop through, but it didn't. So I think I stretched the band out a little bit, so I have to go one notch deeper on that. And it took a little bit of finagling, but I did figure out how to get my backpack on, putting my left arm through first so I can see what I'm doing with my watch and then I don't wear anything on my right arm. So sorry about all that, but today we're going to talk about the top 5 negative side effects of the carnivore diet. And there's some severe sarcasm in here, folks, so I'm sorry about that, but it's just what I came up with. Dr. Barry made a video like this a couple of years ago, and I think it's time to refresh the thing. Oh man, look at this. The pine cones are starting to fall too. Let me do a quick 180 to 360 here so you can see where I'm at on the trail, what I'm walking through. Such a beautiful day on the trail. And I may not remember the 5 tips that I came up with originally because, as usual, I left my note sheet back at the house. Okay, as you can see by the skip in the video, this is a little cut-in section. I'm almost back to my truck at the end of the walk, even though you're seeing this much earlier in the video. At least I think you are. I haven't put this together yet. But one of the side effects of forgetting my notes is something I forgot to talk about earlier. And that's how quickly we recover, or at least I do, on the carnivore diet. Used to be, when I had a kidney stone as bad as the one I had yesterday, I'd be down for 5 to 10 days, not being able to really do a whole lot. I walked at night last night after that, and today I feel fantastic. I've just walked really close to 4 miles. I'll let you know at the end of the video how far I did, but it's somewhere really close to 4 miles on trail with my backpack, and I still feel great. So carnivore diet heals, guys. Keep that in mind. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled video. Oh, this is nice and flat. The trail I've been doing, the lake trail, is marked as a moderate trail, and this one's marked as easy. So we'll see how this goes. There's another little loop trail next to it at the end of this that the guy was telling me about. I had planned to go down the bird path, but there's one just to the north of it. He said it's really short, but it ends up with a 1/4 mile of stairs. So I might try that today, or I might stick to my original plan and then do the stairs next time around. We'll see how it goes. Right now I'm just out here walking, hiking in the woods, having a great time. But the first horrible side effect of the carnivore diet is you might actually feel better. And heaven forbid you actually feel better, because I'm sure you love just laying around the house, not being able to do anything, not being able to get outside. I mean, this is terrible. If I had just stayed sick and overweight, I could be sitting at home watching YouTube videos or binge watching Criminal Minds. But instead, I'm out here walking in all this nature. The bugs and the falling leaves and the beautiful scenery. Who wants that? Let's just stay sick. The next negative side effect of the carnivore diet is, if you've gotten more healthy, you might not get to go see your doctor as often. Because when we're really metabolically ill and have lots of ailments, we usually have to go see our doctor every 3 months or so. And as you get healthier, you might only have to go see your doctor once every 6 months or once a year. Some people only go 2 or 3 years. I do suggest, no matter how healthy you are, that you should at least get a once a year checkup, just to make sure everything's going okay. But, you know, some of us might really like our doctor, or we have our favorite nurse that always takes our blood pressure and draws our blood, and we won't get to talk to them as often because we won't be there as often. And that's a really sad thing. Oh, before I continue, you know, I was telling you I had all my straps pre-adjusted. My belly must have gone down just a little bit more since the last time I had my backpack on, which has been 3 or 4 days. I had to tighten the waist strap again. Not a lot, but you want your waist and hip strap snug around you. So you know, that tightening that down a little bit means that I've lost another little bit in my waist. I don't know what the scale says today. I've gotten out of the habit of jumping on the scale every day. I'm only doing it every Saturday. And I don't know why I picked Saturday. Well, I do. That's the day James and Emily over at Ready Set Keto do their jump on the scale, and while I'm watching their Saturday video, or maybe before, depending on when it comes out, but that reminds me that it's the day to scale, and I jump on the scale and see where I'm at. But I'm pretty excited because I'm inching ever closer to only being overweight. And this is the third thing that you might miss, or negative side effect of the carnivore diet. In a few more pounds, according to the BMI scale, I'm going to be overweight. I'm no longer going to be obese. And especially if you're watching, you know, all of the new, all of the new trends on social media, you might enjoy identifying as being obese and not being able to do anything. So, no longer being able to call yourself obese could be a real problem for some people. Me, I agree with James. I was just talking to him the other day on the phone, and I absolutely agree with him. I am really looking forward to only being overweight. I still have a long way to go to get into the normal range. But only being overweight instead of obese is a really big deal to me. The next horrible side effect of being, of getting healthier, being on the carnivore diet, is you might miss out on seeing your pharmacist. You might really like your pharmacist and like going in and paying 13, 14, or even 15 co-pays every single month. Well, if you get off most of your meds, you won't have to see your pharmacist as often. And for some of us, that could be tragic. Me, back when I lived in southern Ohio, hang on just a second there. I'm actually passing somebody on the trail, and I want to make sure I don't get him in the shot. Good morning. Okay, back when I lived in Ohio, my pharmacist was a friend of mine's dad. So we always had nice conversations every time I was there. That was nice. And if I get off all my meds, I won't have an excuse to go in and see him every month. Absolutely tragic. What's our timer at here? Oh, okay. What a beautiful day. That's the camp. They've got some campsites over there. They do have a campground here. Over there behind me. It looks like they've got some cabins for rent, or that might just be the services they offer. I don't know, I looked at it And it's $15 a day to dry camp here, meaning you don't have hookups. So that is about what I donate to the church above and beyond my tithes. Because I know how much it would cost to stay somewhere else. Even on this flat, easy trail, I can tell I haven't been out with my backpack in a couple of days, and it's been several days since I've been out here at the park. Have I mentioned that this park is all free? It's a state park here in North Carolina. Absolutely free. What an amazing thing. So many states, they have state parks, and it's not horrible. I mean, I know some friends of mine, one adventure at a time, were just out in Oregon, and the Oregon Parks Pass, I think, was $30 for the year. It might have been more than that, but the day use rate versus the yearly pass is, you know, if you're gonna see more than a couple of the parks, buying a yearly pass is obviously the way to go. I know in Nebraska, now unlike some states where they do a calendar year, all Nebraska state parks passes expire on January the 1st. So depending on when you buy it, you get more use out of it. But it's a much better deal, because it's, if I remember right, it's like $9 for a day use, $8 or $9 for a day use, and $25 for the whole year. Now I'm kind of on the road on a parking lot here. So that's the end of the old wagon trail. And hopefully, if I remember my map right, the bird trail is up here. Oh, there's a kid riding a one wheel over there. Those always look so awesome. But I know if I ever tried one, I'd fall and break a hip. But those one wheels are great. If you want to see one in action, go watch Peter McKinnon. He rides a one wheel all over the place. One of the other things they ride a lot, if you watch Casey Neistat, he has what's called a boosted board, which looks like a regular long skateboard, but he's got a little hand controller in it for going slower and faster. And he rides that all over New York City. Well, I sort of want an electric bike, but that's way out in the future, because, you know, you can get a cheap one for $750 to $1,000. But unfortunately, what I would want to do with it, like here, to have the range to get into town and back, I'd need to get one that's $1,500 to $2,000, so it would have enough range to get into town and back when I'm staying here. Okay. Here's all the signs. Okay, the Spanish Moss Trail is the one he was talking about. Bird Trail is that way, so I'm going to take the Bird Trail. I was going to save this for later, but I'm probably not going to take any pictures right now. But I'm going to turn around here. And I'm standing on top of the cliff overlook. So let me just turn around here and let you see what's behind me. How awesome is that? We will get deeper into that next time I come around the other way and get my big camera out and take pictures of it. But again, I got to angle the camera here just a little bit because there's somebody else standing out here and I don't want to get anybody in the shot without their permission. How are you doing today?
Doing good, sir. I hope you're safe.
Absolutely. But this is just fabulous. Something, oh, the end of one of my adjustment straps is being blown in the wind. I thought I was getting attacked in the back of the head by a bug of some sort. But it's just the strap on my backpack. So this whole white spot up here, I'm assuming is called the overlook. And then there's, on this sign, the 350-yard trail, the bird trail, and the Galax trail. Let me see if their distances were correct. Yeah, I'm still okay. I don't want to get too far down into here and end up having to, you know, because if I break much more than 2 miles going this way, then I could have trouble getting back. I did stuff my windbreaker into the backpack. Oh, here comes another couple of people. Sorry, I'm going to have to be quiet for just a moment. Turn the camera so I don't get them in the shot. There's a lot more people over here close to the overlook. Probably because these are shorter, easier trails. So there's another bench right there. I will probably, if the bird trail connector is about the length I think it's going to be, I think that's probably the bench I'll stop at for a few minutes to drink some water and rest before I head back over to the car. But I do have one more horrible negative side effect to the carnivore diet that is probably the worst one yet. And I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Cue the music. Okay, cut the music. Thank you. Sorry about just before cutting the music, you ended up looking at the ground. But I got tired enough, I needed to. It took both hands to open the water bottle. I'm at that bench I said I was going to stop at on the way back for a rest up before I took the restaurant home. What I didn't notice until I got all the way down that way on the on this connector trail, it was a steady downhill run from the top of the cliffs down to the bench, and then once you get going that way, you see right there it drops off quite sharply, and it's a pretty serious downhill run to the bottom of the cliffs. And then when I got down there, I started on the connector trail to the bird trail and the Galax trail, and I tried to hold the camera still for a 10 or 15 count at the bottom of the steps I encountered so that you could see the steps that I decided not to navigate this time around, because I knew coming back to get to this point I had a pretty serious uphill run and I could feel it in my legs. I need to get some hiking pants because, as you can see, it's cool enough today that I didn't want to wear shorts, and I'm out here in blue jeans, and as they say on the trail, cotton kills. The main reason blue jeans are so bad is, it's not going to be a problem today, is because once they get wet, they get really heavy and take a really long time to dry. So I don't know if hiking pants and a hiking shirt are the next two things I'm going to buy. I just don't know. They're both a little on the pricey side, and I do have to save up for my truck repairs. So I'll have to think about that. There aren't many days for another month that'll be quite this cool, so I can probably get by with my shorts for another month and then maybe think about buying some hiking clothes, some cheaper hiking clothes, not the expensive ultralight. I'm not spending $120 on a pair of pants and $120 on a shirt. Some of the ones I'm looking at are more in the $35 to $40 range. They're obviously not as good, but they'll be better than hiking in blue jeans and a regular old t-shirt. But I promised you another tip, or not tip. I promised you another negative side effect of, let me turn this way so the sun's more in my face. I promised you another severe side effect of the carnivore diet, and what I was just talking about. At some point, if you lose enough weight, you're going to have to replace all of your clothes, which means you have to go shopping. If you're like most guys like me, you're going, shopping. But I know most of you ladies that are watching, I'm sorry, this is a little stereotypical, because there are some guys that love shopping and some girls that don't. But in general, I've noticed, especially in our age brackets, that women do like to go shopping. And they're going to spend some money. And spending money is almost never a good thing, but it feels so good to get new clothes. Like the thumbnail I've used the last couple, 3 videos with my one new set of clothes that I go to church in, that actually fit properly over everything else that I wear. I mean, the jeans I'm wearing now were super tight. I had to button them below my belly before I started this diet. Now they're pulled way up over my waist, and I still have to use a belt to hold them up. So, shopping. What a horrible, horrible thing. To lose so much weight you have to buy new clothes. My goodness. But somewhere in here, I'll show you my total mileage for the day. I have just a little piece to get back to the overlook, and then another little piece to go back across the old wagon trail, which is all fairly flat. You've already seen that coming this way, so I'm not going to show it to you going back the other way. Trying to remember if there was anything else I needed to say. But oh yeah, make sure that you pay attention to all of the possible negative side effects of the carnivore diet, because they can truly be debilitating. Watch my full-length video to see all these things. Yeah, that was my short for tomorrow morning. I'm not wild about shorts. They're the newest thing on YouTube, but they do get results. So sorry to all you people that watch the entirety of my long form video. You're going to have to watch me inserting the content for a short at the end of the video. I put it at the end so it's easier to find. But I hope everyone is having a great day, had a great day, is going to have a great day. Don't forget to get out there, be 1% better today than you were yesterday. Should be a video pop up over here. We're going to back up all the way so you can see the beginning. Start checking out the September challenge if you haven't already watched that. Another one over here you've never seen before. Thanks for stopping by. I will see you tomorrow.